Now, there's another artist that we're going to talk about, Scott Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about him.
Okay, now Scott, I'll put something very quickly together. We'll go to that in a second. But what I want to do is just say he was a client. He ran out of money. And he said to me one day, he said, you know, I can't finish my demos. And he was looking at me as if, well, you're a white guy. No, I'm not being awful. And you got all the kit, no talent, and I've got the talent and no money. So, and I looked at him and I felt, and I said, Scott, you picked the wrong guy. He said, why? I said, because I'm going to help you to finish your album.
Oh, wow.
And you don't need to pay me a cent. Okay. And we worked together for nearly 2 years. And I'm going to show you this little video now to give you a little bit of an understanding of just how we came together and did this song in the studio. So let me tell you a little bit about the man, Scott Fitzgerald. His name is actually Fitzgerald Scott, really.
Oh, right.
He actually, after about 2 years of working with him, and this was my home studio by then, and we were restoring, that desk is what did Bohemian Rhapsody on. I put $100,000 into restoring that desk, amazing. But anyway, Scott is a singer-songwriter. He's not necessarily a singer, he's more a songwriter and producer. And he rang me about 10 years ago, and I hadn't heard from him since 1989. So what was that, you know? Quite a long time, wasn't it?
30 years.
Yeah. And he said, Howard, I've been watching you. I'm all prayed up. I'm going to come and help you. I'm going to come out to Spain and help you.
Wow.
Because it's payback time. Do you know how many records I've sold? I said, I have no idea, but I've heard your voice as a background singer on so many R&B tracks.
Really?
I said, I knew it was you. And he said, well, I sold 35 million records through him. He worked with, that's the manager there for, I've forgotten the guy's name. Yeah, but anyway, the thing is that he wrote songs, 135 hit songs to Scott, and I've got them all, a lot of them on tape, as you can see, in the old days.
Oh.
And Scott, bless his heart, he's only about 19, 20 years old there. And I was saying to Scott, look, I'm going into work full-time in missions. I'm giving up the studio, so we need to get you somewhere else. And
it's kind of what you were doing, though. You were on a
Sweat.
mission. You were on a mission when you did that as well, to work 2 years.
That's right.
As well. So
yeah.
that was.
Oh, I see. Yeah, in that sense.
Earlier.
Well, God saw my heart really, and I wanted to help people. And Scott, bless him, he said he was coming over, and the next minute, and he sent a couple of emails as well, and he just dropped dead.
Wow.
I could not believe it. He was only 49 years old.
Wow.
And you saw me making this film earlier today, and I was watching it, and it just really hit me hard again, because it's really sad. I don't know. Anyway.
That's absolutely tragic, and I'm so sorry
Yeah.
to hear that as well. I mean, but it's nice that you kicked his career off, and it was nice that God gave that opportunity for him to talk to you as well.
Yeah.
In the time is right, and see how far he's come on his journey. Millions of records sold, and you were there at the very, very beginning. And I think, you know what, it's all about God's timing, and God puts certain people in people's lives at certain times, and God clearly put you into his life, because who knows if you weren't there, because he said he didn't have money to produce the music, and you put it on the goodness of your heart to say, I'm going to work with you on this. We're not going to pay, I'm not going to get paid or anything. Who knows if there was someone else? Maybe there wouldn't have been someone else to give him that opportunity, Howard.
Yeah. Well, ironically, a couple of years ago, I tried to get hold of my tapes. You saw them all on the wall there, and some of those are Scott's, and I wanted to get them so we can digitize them, take them from an analog tape, which were crumbling by now. They're 30 years old, and you have to bake them in a special oven, and you can restore the music. And William and I are working right now on restoring one or two of his tracks that I've got, and so I'm hoping to put those out and let people hear unrecorded works of Scott. And he's the son of a preacher.
Really?
Yeah, but he, like in most young people, when they're brought up in a household that worships or prays to God, would actually not take it seriously. And he was a little bit like into his music and his girlfriends and everything and stuff. And it just was one of those things that, young people do. But for him to ring me that day and say, I've been watching you, Howard, and I'm all prayed up and ready, to get right with God. This is what I feel was, and then for him to have, I think it was a heart attack, something, but 49 years of age, and we just missed. I just missed the chance of really getting back with him. It's really sad.
It's interesting how people go through certain journeys in their life as well, and before they're a Christian, and then they find Jesus, they discover Jesus.